third-year law student at Duke University School of Law, and this vlog is basically going to comprise of me taking you through final season here at Duke. So that's going to be the next 3 weeks. I'm gonna break down everything I have to do over the next 3 weeks based on deadlines. So I have 2 physical exams and then I have 3 paper exams. The first thing that's due is December 6th. I have my 20-page paper due for my use of force in international law class. If you've been watching any of the other vlogs, you will know that we already started working on this paper, and it's currently in its final stages of editing. I need to do a couple more read-through, a couple more little fixes here and there before I submit it on December 6th. The second thing that's due is December 12th. That is my first physical exam, and that's going to be my corporate finance exam. It's the test that I am most unsure about, most scared of. It is a 4-hour exam. It is open book, as much as I can't use the internet, but I can use everything that I've kind of comprised from classes, slides, my outlines that I've just created in that last vlog that I posted, but I can't use the internet. It is scary because it has mathematical equations in it. I know a lot of people come to law school to escape math, and I did the same, but unfortunately discovered that I actually want to go into banking, finance, or capital markets, and it requires me to know some equations. So I'm a little scared of that exam, but that would be December 12th. It is in person. It's at 1:30 p.m. And it is open book. The third and fourth thing I have due, and they're due on the same day, is December 16th. So I have a 15-page paper due for my race and immigration class. That's already started, is also on its final editing stages, and just needs also a couple of read-throughs before I submit it. I also have my last physical exam. That is going to be my mergers and acquisitions exam. This is a 4-hour exam, and it is closed book. It's going to be my first ever closed book exam in law school, and I'm in my last year. I don't know why I didn't see that in the syllabus, because if I had seen that, I would not have taken this class. But I was interested in mergers and acquisitions when I signed for the class. Turns out I don't want to do mergers and acquisition, but it's still a really good class to take. The closed book, though, means I'm going to have to memorize a lot of things to take the exam, which I'm not very excited about. But that is on December 16th at also 1:30 p.m. Then on December 21st, I turn in my last assignment, which is my 30-page paper in my sentencing and punishment class. If you've been here before, I wrote a 30-page paper last year, and it was supposed to be only 1. But then I, for some reason, signed up for a class with another one. So we just had to do it again. And that's due on the 21st, like I said. I've already started working on that. I have my rough draft, and that's mostly the paper we're going to be cleaning up and citing heavily throughout the next 3 weeks. And that is all. I do have some smaller deadlines basically this week, but I just wanted to highlight the big ticket items as we embark on this journey. Welcome. The only thing left for me today, I have a group meeting for a project I'm doing in my mergers and acquisitions class. It's at 7 p.m. I'm currently at Wegmans, and I'm about to do a little bit of grocery shopping, just a tad. And by grocery shopping, I mean I'm going to be buying already prepped food. I always do this right around like the 2 weeks of finals, but I'm starting a little bit earlier because I'm just not going to be cooking, and I know that. So it's fine. It's okay. I save way more money this way than just ordering out, but I'm just going to get like, meat, protein, and then I have all the bases like carbs at my house already. I was in my little meeting with my movement partner, and he's going to be like, oh, I asked you to write a legislative proposal too, right? And I panicked and said yes, but no, he did not. So I do not know how to write a legislative proposal. I've read some, but I don't know how to write it. So that's something I have to add on top of the 1-pager that's due. So fun. Took entirely too long. It is currently 8:40. We started at 7 p.m., right? And that's what we get because I sent the initial email. First of all, we got this assignment a while ago, and we never emailed each other until I sent the initial email over the break, and nobody replied until Sunday, which means like no one really looked at it until Sunday. Fine, whatever. The assignment turned out to be way heftier than I think a lot of us expected, and the max that we're supposed to submit is 2 pages. So we had like some people submitted their answers and it pushed us to like 4 to 5 like pages. I'm like, hold on. So we had to like go through it, and people were being very particular about things that I'm pretty sure did not matter at all. But one of my friends Sade text me talking shit, talking about, oh, what are we doing? And I text her back to talk shit. Turns out her stuff is on screen share. She did not put her things on do not disturb. I end up exposed. Like, girl, I text her, I'm like, what are they doing? And then I look up on the screen and bloop, that's my text. I hope they didn't see it, but at the same time, I really don't care, because it's like, really, what were we doing? What were we doing? But I'm about to drink my little protein water and try and go to sleep. It is now Wednesday, or officially the last day of class for me. Classes are supposed to end December 1st, but because I don't have classes on Thursdays anymore, that class ended the week before Thanksgiving break. This is my last day of classes for the fall semester. I woke up this morning and I've just been like doing some stuff. I ate breakfast. I'm trying to get together all of these Amazon returns. And funnily enough, I have this drawer now because I do Amazon returns quite often. I shop on Amazon way too much, but I have this drawer where I just keep all the Amazon return packets, and it makes it so much easier to pack things. So highly recommend if you are an Amazon shopper like me. But I've been doing that. I'm also cooking curry currently, and it actually smells really good. I got this from my shopping trip at Wegmans. Look at that. It looks beautiful. I already have some rice and everything prepared. And this is basically going to be my lunch. Typically, since Wednesdays are my longest days, if it wasn't finals season, I would come home after my corporate finance class that ends at 3:25 and take like a 2-hour nap before my last class of the day, which is at 6 p.m. But I'm trying to force myself to stay in the library and get some work done. So that's why I'm cooking my lunch. I'm going to be packing that, and I just want to return this like Amazon packages on my way to class, because I won't be able to be here later on in the day. But today I have 3 classes. What is it? Race and immigration at 10:30, corporate finance at 2, and then 6 p.m. my sentencing and punishment class. I'm actually presenting my paper, my 30-page paper, during that class today, so I already got that all set up and prepared on Monday. So we worked on that on Monday. Everything is all good and ready for it. Today I will be editing my paper. I was trying to do 10 pages a week, so I'm not like just sitting there and like editing the same paper over and over and over again like I did for the 2 other papers that I have. But I got to 7 pages when I edited it on Monday. So we'll see. We'll get to 10 today and then see if I still feel pretty good, do some more. I also want to study a little bit for corporate finance, and yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be the day. It's currently raining now, and I really want to get back in bed. Like, it's actually storming. And yesterday I was talking to my friends and I was like, it would make so much sense to have the last week of school on Zoom, because I did not take it, like, I didn't appreciate it enough when that was happening during my first year of law school, which was fully remote. It was so nice to just like log into class, and then if you're like zoning out, you can be more productive with zoning out. If you're at home, or if you're just zoning out, you can relax, and then after you're done with class, you go right back to studying instead of just like having to go on campus and go from one class to the other and like all of this stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna try and like lay back down for maybe 15 minutes and then we'll get the day fully started.
Okay, some guys. Exactly.
And your back like always open. heading to the last class of the day, and I am so over this. I'm tired, I'm hungry, I have a headache, but we got to page 12 of my essay today. So good. Now for presentation. There is a funky little smell in the library, so I'm hoping everyone's taking showers, okay? Because this is not the time to not be taking a shower. Finals haven't even started yet.
This is illegal monopoly. A lot of states have ended the practice.
Good morning. I look crazy, but this is not supposed to be a purely aesthetic vlog. The only thing keeping me, or at least that got me out of bed just now, and it's already, what time is it? 10:30. Is the fact that I'm supposed to study with my friend Sade today. If I wasn't doing that, I would still be in bed watching Wednesday and sleeping the entire day. Like, I'm actually really tired. I'm gonna hurry up and take my medication, my ADHD medication, just to get it out of the way, and maybe just kickstart some motivation, because I'm tired today. Once could you two get off of each other and focus? Good morning. I had a pretty relaxing morning. Actually, it is currently Friday the 2nd. I didn't really do much this morning since classes are not over. I went to the gym and just kind of relaxed a little bit, but I'm off to play hostess and study. Today is the final event for the Women of Color Collective, and as you guys know, I'm president of that student organization. And I decided to host a study hall for everybody today. I think we need it the most now, but funnily enough, the school technically doesn't like allow for funds to be used for events after the first day, which is something I didn't know. This event was approved by like the dean and everything, but the school card that we usually use to like, because we get funds from firms mostly, and we'll use the school card to pay for whatever we need to do. It was recently compromised. Like somebody used I don't know. So we couldn't use it. So Big Daddy Leandra has to put her card down today. But it's going to be fun. It's at the coffee shop downtown called Press. We have been there before if you've been here on this channel a couple times, and I really like the environment, and I wanted to get everybody away from the law school because for the next 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, they'll be spending a lot of time there. So I figured go to a cute little aesthetic coffee shop. The coffee and the food is on my organization based on our funds, and stay there for about 4 hours. So starts at 2. It is currently 1:34. I want to get there a little early just to go over some specifics with them. And yeah, I think today I'm going to be going over just probably my essay, my 30-page paper, and continuing to edit that. Yesterday, I didn't film yesterday, but yesterday I worked on 2 worksheets, 2 problem sheets for my corporate finance class, and it took us all day. Sade and I did it together. Took us all day, but we did it. And because I only have 2 finals, I have quite a bit of time to prepare for both of them. So I'm trying to make the problem sets last as long as possible. There's only 6, and we already did 2. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna do another like 2. And I'm trying to do maybe a little bit more before the office hours for corporate finance on Monday. So today is going to be just editing my paper. But yeah, hi. I just need to get up. I need to get up. I just need to get up. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. I'm so comfy, you guys. Oh my god. But I just need to get up. It's already like 8:30. I still have to go to the gym, take a shower, do some problem sets, and I have something to do later this evening, so I just need to get up. I just need to get up. Okay. Oh. And explain a little bit of what it is that I am doing. I think I've explained this before during past final seasons, but when I create my outline, which I did in the last vlog, yes, I am reviewing, but I'm the type of person when I review or when I get ready for finals is I don't spend too much time on the creation of my outline. Now that I say that out loud, it may not sound that great, but I make it, obviously, and I review while I'm doing it. But the core of my work, of my studying, comes from doing practice problems. That's what I found over the last 2.5 years of being in law school works for me in, you know, beating the curve and getting the grade that I want to get, is to really get in deep with the practice problems and do as much as possible. And that means just going through my outline, looking at the problems and struggling through it as much as it takes, as long as it takes to figure out how to use my outline to answer the question. Me personally, my outline is not worth anything if I don't know how to use it. I may know that the answer is there somewhere, but if I haven't practiced using it to find that answer, to create the answer that I need, then it's just not worth anything to me. Those mimosas. We lost. We lost gracefully. I went up there to just throwing.
We missed everyone. Another mimosa hit me because I at least hit the board at least. He stopped saying the score for mine because she was winning so much. He didn't want me to feel bad. Anybody can really win this one. That one. It's nice outside though. I'll tell you, warm. It's a little warm. It's nice outside.
To be one of the annoying people you encounter when you work retail, because it's currently 7 a.m. Target and Walmart just open, and I really need a Bang energy, so I'm going to be like one of the first people in there to get Bang. I have another pre-workout. I got this, I don't remember, I think it was like last year or sometime last year. It's the Alani Nu pre-workout, but it does this thing where it's like very calcinated, you know, like it's like tough as rocks. And when I take it, it makes me feel like I want to scratch my face off, which isn't good. But I've been drinking Bangs mostly, and it just gives me such smooth energy throughout my workout, and then I can still function afterwards and not feel like I want to scratch my entire body off or that I have ants all over me. So I'm gonna go and grab a Bang and then get to the gym. Funny thing is, I've been this is the most, like, the least stressed I've been during an exam period ever. We'll see how this works out for me in terms of grades, but I'm so, like, not stressed about what's going on, especially after yesterday's review for mergers and acquisition. I'm like, okay, this is so doable. Also so doable. But it's funny because I'm trying to find ways to stress myself out. That's what's really funny. I think that's something about, like, people who go to law school and want to become lawyers. We have this characteristic of being stressed when we're not stressed, and then being stressed when we are stressed. I'm trying to force myself to wake up at like 4 a.m. and get my day started. And it's like, I don't need to do that. I worked so hard over the last couple of other months, with my papers and things, so I didn't have to do that. Like, I could technically wake up at like 9 a.m. and start studying at like noon and be pretty okay in terms of like you know, like substance and things, because of the way I set myself up, because past Leandra did that. So it's just very interesting. Like, I caught myself doing that this morning and I was like, what are you doing? But yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym. Today's main goal, I'm going to finish the rest of the Quizlet, creating the Quizlet for mergers and acquisition. We're not memorizing just yet because I don't have to do it at the same time. Like, mergers next Friday, so I'm just creating the Quizlet and I want to finish creating that today. I'm going to do one problem set for our corporate finance, and then if I have time left over, edit some of my 30-page paper, maybe edit 5 pages and see how much we get with that. But listen, you guys, if you've never seen me gone through like finals, this is not usually what it looks like in terms of like being relaxed and having time. 1L was definitely the craziest. 2L, not as bad. Now 3L, we're pretty okay. Just left the Durham hotel where I was studying, and it's such a cute little place to study if you are in Durham and you need a change of scenery that's not the library or like another coffee shop. Coffee's good and the people are really nice and the music's actually pretty good, so if your AirPods die, it's totally fine. But I'm leaving earlier than I would have liked to because I have such bad like IUD period pain. Like, it's actually insane. I have not had this bad of IUD pain in so long. I thought for a second there that I was going to faint, which isn't good, and I tried so hard to push through and at least get the mergers and acquisition portion of my study session done, but I just couldn't do it. Like, I closed my eyes for 5 seconds and got woozy, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and leave. So I'm gonna go home and take some medication and maybe even lay down for like 10 minutes. But my first paper is done and submitted. The use of force in international law has been submitted. I got confirmation that my professor received it. So that class is now over. It is 5:57 and I just finished with my corporate finance problem sets for today. Problem set number 4 really had me struggling for about an hour and 30 minutes, and it only had 2 mathematical problems, which is an issue. Problem set number 5, on the other hand, was kind of a breeze. They were mostly just true and false questions, or explain why this is this and why this isn't this questions, and it all depended on what I had in my outline written out from class notes and like lectures, and I had all of the information, which is good, and I put page numbers of my outlines to reference back to. Good morning. At first I thought I was drinking a White Claw because I tasted this. It has such a weird little taste. It's the Celsius kiwi guava. It has such a weird taste, and I have also a White Claw in my fridge, and they're the exact same shit. Anyway, I thought I was drinking a White Claw and I was like, oh my god, it is 8 a.m. But good morning. It is Saturday, December 10th. I am finally kind of a little out of my like time of the month funk, and I feel great. My energy is back, so we're back to vlogging. I've been also feeling a lot better about not waking up at like 4 a.m. to study. I think I mentioned it earlier in this vlog, but my reality for this final season, this is the most different and relaxed it has ever been, ever. And obviously you guys know, if you've watched the other vlogs, that I deliberately made it this way. I've also mentioned it in this vlog, how I tried and prepped myself at least over like October, November, and like working on my paper, so I could be relaxed. And then like I mentioned, I've been stressing out because I'm not, you know, grinding, you know, and that can be kind of very weird, but also a normal thing to feel in law school, especially when it's like a very competitive environment, as law schools technically are. That you're not grinding as hard as everybody else, and you're not doing more than everybody else, and everybody else is passing you, and you're gonna fail because you're not, you know, stressed crying up until midnight. And it's just like, I don't need to do any of that. I don't need to do any of that. Like, let's be very for real. Let's be so for real. I do not need to do any of that as a 3L with all the prep that I did. The fact that I have a job also really helps. It really helps. Things signed, you know, there's everything has been crossed, my T's and dotted my I's. You know, I have my little firm jacket that I don't wear around you guys because it says the name of the firm, and I don't want you guys to know where I'm going. And because I have my 2 exams literally on Monday and another one on Friday, and this whole week was just literally dedicated to exams, I've had time to just work on one thing, then stop and go do like whatever else I want to do, and then the next day work on another thing and then stop. And I've had to stop myself from being like, you should be working on everything all day, every day, because that's just so unnecessary. But anyway, the goal for today, I'm gonna drink this beer tasting Celsius, go to the gym, do, I believe, legs. I think I'm doing legs today. Hit legs. I've recently gone back to just like the basics. I had this program made for me in 2017. Is it 2017? Like when I was in college, an undergrad, and I've decided to start reusing it again, just focus on the basics, and I've been really liking that. So I've been doing that recently. I'm gonna go and do legs, and then I'm gonna focus on memorizing, practicing my memorization for mergers and acquisition. In terms of corporate finance, that is the first exam, and it is on Monday. I did a problem set yesterday, the final problem set that was offered to us before finals. It was supposed to be like an exam review, and I did it, and that's done. I think that the only thing I can do now is just review some concepts, you know, try to really understand some concepts, but in terms of like problem sets and things, I think I'm pretty much done with that class specifically. And we will not be editing at all today, like my papers. That will be done on Sunday, because on Sunday I will not be working at all on corporate finance. I don't work on things before the exam date. That's just the way that I do it. People do it different ways, but that is the plan. In terms of memorization, I've only been doing like, well, not only been doing, I tried to do like the full set of terms that I have on my Quizlet, and that's about 118. I tried to just write it down. We've moved from just like doing the, what's it called? Just flipping the flashcards on Quizlet online, like on my laptop. And my boyfriend, since he took this class, he got a pretty good score on it. And he was like, you should just write down to memorize. So we're writing down to memorize now. So however long it takes me to go through the entire set of terms, review whatever I got wrong, is however long we'll be studying today on that. But yeah, good morning. I love that I have so much energy back. Jesus.
The magazine wants to wish fulfill. You know, pretty popular. Identity. This was a common theme in the work of E. Cummings.
While we are here and chilling and back in bed, I figured I would discuss spirituality just a little bit, because I had someone ask me this question in the last video, and a couple other people, because so much of who I was last year was the spiritual person, and I have not been that as much this semester since the semester started. And it's not that I'm no longer spiritual, it just doesn't look the same, or at least I think I took a pretty solid break from spirituality. A lot of my spirituality last year just revolved around like self-healing and, you know, really exposing my own traumas to myself and dealing with them head on. And that can get pretty tiring when you're consistently consistently dealing with stuff, right, and consistently trying to heal all the time. I think that you do need a break from that. What I was doing last year was what's it called, shadow work, and I'm a big advocate for shadow work. I love it. I think it helps a lot, but when you do too much of it, it's just, you just consistently feel like you're just down sometimes, from reliving a lot of like trauma every day or every other day. So I took a break because of that. Also, a lot of the content that I started seeing from like spirituality people on mostly TikTok was just like, I just was not vibing with it, and it just naturally pushed me a little bit further away from spirituality, at least the spirituality that I like ascribed to last year. And I think in general, I just had to apply some of the things that I learned when I was alone. I think that it's easy to feel like you're healed when you're by yourself, and so much of the advice you get when you start on your spiritual journey is to, you know, get to know yourself, kind of like be alone, get to know yourself, and that's really important and definitely should do that. But it's so easy to feel like everything is good by yourself, like you've dealt with everything when you're alone all the time. But when other variables start being introduced into your life naturally, like people, humans are just humans, you can really see, like, get a comprehensive look at, you know, the lessons that you think you've learned and how you're able to apply it to real life situations. And I think that was an important lesson that I learned towards the end of last year and this year also, because you can think you've healed from a trauma, and then some human is introduced into your life and you're just like, oh, never mind, here it is again, and I have to process it again and process it in this different way. So it just doesn't look the same. I'm trying to be a lot more comprehensive about my spirituality, but I would very much like to get back into it next year. I think it's naturally getting there instead of forcing myself to. I think we're just naturally getting there, which is what I want. I know it's kind of dark, but I just finished my exam. So exam numero uno, at least the physical one, is over. Corporate finance is done, and I'm so happy about that. All right, exam is done. If you hear anything in the background, sorry, that is my air fryer, because I just rediscovered it and I'm making chicken sandwiches. But corporate finance has been turned in. The class is done for me now. The exam itself, I feel pretty good about it. I felt pretty good about the multiple choice. It did take me a lot longer than I would have liked on the multiple choice, because there was some calculations happening in there, and every time there's math, that was my main worry with corporate finance, is math. I second guess myself all the time. So I took a little bit more time there than I wanted to, but I was able to answer every question on the exam except for one, and that was in the problem set, the actual calculations. There's like 12 of them. For some reason, I don't know, I thought there was 10. There was 12 of them, and I was able to get to everything but that last problem. And the funny thing is, the last problem was something my friend Sade and I texted each other yesterday, like, hey, did you figure this one out? And we were both like, well, I have this equation, I have this equation, we're just gonna give it to God and move on. And unfortunately, it was on the exam. But it went pretty well. There was some issue with the exam software though. We're using Exam 4, and that was my first time ever using that, and it was a whole mess. It put us like 30 minutes behind our initial start time. And because I was taking an exam with other people in the room, I do get like a separate lack of distraction type room, but usually I would get like an office to myself. This is my first time taking it with other people who are taking different exams. I was able to use my phone for my calculator based on the instructions of my exam, but then after I finished my test, the proctor was like, hey, just your phone was on. And I was like, yeah, because instructions. She was like, hey, just make sure you let us know. And it escaped my mind completely, because obviously I'm taking an exam with a bunch of people, and I don't know why I thought she would remember my exam instructions. So that was fine. I also kept my headphones on because of all the commotion that happened when the exam started. There was nothing playing because it was dead. But she was like, yeah, none of that. And I was like, yeah, I didn't even think about someone cheating with that, but I could see that. Good morning. So it is currently Wednesday, December 14th, right? My mergers and acquisition exam is on Friday, the 16th. I should know that concretely. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, I've been, you know, going over flashcards, doing what you guys saw me do in terms of memorizing for my exam. I am a little bit nervous about it. Like, every single time I'm away from my flashcards, I just feel like I don't remember anything. But as soon as I start, like, as soon as I see question number 1, it comes back. I don't know. I think it's just since this is my first ever closed book exam, I'm just scared that I'm going to blank out. And when you have an outline, you can blank out. Like, it's okay because, you know, you can just scroll your outline and something will come back. But I also think I am the way I'm imagining the exam is not how it's going to be. So this morning I woke up and actually went and looked at the setup for the exam, the test format, and it's not all going to be just here's a word, tell me everything about it. You know, it's going to be multiple choice, true and false, fill in the blank, and some short answer. So it's going to be fine. It's kind of going to be like my Quizlet essentially, but you know, that's been something I've been dealing with. Excuse me. And also, don't worry, this is just fruit punch. But yesterday I made 2 mistakes. I decided to take a pre-workout and go to work out around 2 p.m. and I drank like the whole thing. Like, you guys already know, I keep pre-workout on the side of my bed because sometimes it's hard to get up in the morning. I just like to chug it really fast, but I drank pretty much the whole thing. Went to the gym, had the best cardio session ever, right? Loved it. Could not go to sleep. Could not go to sleep no matter what I tried. I could not sleep. So I stayed up until like 3 a.m. reading Twilight fan fictions, and I just went back to the basics because the girls are not writing the way they used to in like 2010, 2012. Like, they was really doing it. So I was reading that. And essentially, long story short, I'm very tired right now. I'm going to start studying. I'm thinking around noon, maybe 12:30, maybe even 1. I might go back to sleep, to be honest, because memorization is not taking too much of my time. A couple of hours is not too bad. The plan for today, though, is to study, like, memorize twice to myself. Basically what you guys already saw, where I have my Quizlets or my Quizlet flashcards, and I just look at the question, I write down the answer, and I keep doing that. I want to do that twice with all the terms, and then later on today I will go through it another time, but with my boyfriend, who also took this class and got a very good grade on it. So I'm gonna go over it, and then that's going to be my entire studying for today. But unrelated to exams, I've also watched so much like TV over the last couple of days, just because my exam week has been way more relaxing than it's ever been. So usually I'll like study and then for like 30 minutes, and then I'll take a 10-minute break and I'll watch something, and I'll blah 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 blah. That's what I've been doing. And really quickly, I watched The White Lotus. Season 1 to me, very boring. I know everyone's talking about it. Season 1 to me was very boring. Like, I have ADHD, like you guys know. I was clicking through it the entire time more than I usually do through shows. Season 2, a lot more entertaining. Yes, Theo James is in it. Okay, it was entertaining. I just don't really like get the point of the show. So it's like not my favorite. I rewatched One Tree Hill. I thought it was better before. You know, when you like watch something you used to watch when you were like a teenager or whatever, and you had it up on this pedestal, and then you're just like, what is all this? I thought the characters were better people before. Now I'm just like, everybody sucks. I watched Pretty Little Liars, Original Sin, the whole thing. I liked it. It was scarier than the other Pretty Little Liars. I liked it. It was a cute, fun little thing to watch. I also watched the Harry and Meghan documentary. Love it. I just loved it. I love that they let us into their lives like that. Thank you, Harry and Meghan, for that. I love that. And then now I am kind of watching Superman and Lois, but I'm on episode number 1. I don't know how much I'm gonna watch of this, but yeah, that's my my little breakthrough of, or breakdown of, the shows I've been watching recently. Got a little treats for finishing my studying today. I love kava so much. Ugh, I'm so excited. I don't know why I ever went to Chipotle, probably because I didn't know this existed. It is so much better than Chipotle, so much tastier. And honestly, over time, Chipotle has lost its flavor. It just tastes so flavorless. This though, this goodness. I'm about to head over to campus right now to take my last exam of fall 3L fall semester. Okay. Yesterday I'm truly just living life on the edge because I did not put an alarm to wake me up. Because I get accommodations, I have a different start time and a different end time. So my start time was 9:30 today. It is 9:30 today. I'm about to head over, but I didn't put an alarm at all to wake me up. I just went to sleep. The only reason why I noticed that and put an alarm is because my boyfriend called me when I was already asleep in the middle of the night, like midnight, maybe 11:30, because he just got back from his holiday firm Christmas party, whatever, and he wanted to talk to me. And I saw that I didn't have an alarm, so I was just like, thank you for calling me. Because he texted me afterwards, and he was like, I'm sorry for waking you up, you know, good luck on your exam. Super cute. But I was like, thank you. I was about to sleep through my exam. They tell us to get there 30 minutes early, which yesterday or last time I took my exam wasn't really worth much because I was just sitting there and I had another extra 30 minutes because of all the things that was going on with the exam software. But today, yeah, because my exam is closed book, as you guys know, and I have yet to like run the software for a closed book exam. So I want to get practice on that. I think it means I have to shut down like my computer completely. Like I can't have any other apps open. Even if it just open like in the background, it won't let it function apparently. So I'm gonna go and get that sorted, park in the lot again, pay for parking this time. Hopefully I don't get a ticket. We'll see. Play my luck today, but I'm excited to get this over with. So excited. I was ready yesterday. I'm gonna do a little bit of review when I get to campus, and that is it. Like I'm so ready to be done with this. Also, my paper that's due today has already been edited. I've been editing it over the week, so it's ready to be submitted. I will not be submitting it though before 11:30 p.m. because I don't want to be the first paper he reviews, okay? I just don't. Keep forgetting that my windshield frosts now because it's cold in Durham. So thank God I'm here early because this is no bueno. Final season is officially over. My exam was yesterday, Friday. Today's Saturday. The exam, if you're watching this and you are going to Duke Law and you're trying to find a class to take, I 100% would recommend Mergers and Acquisition with Jeffrey Krause. I think that was a really, really easy, scarily easy exam, which also means that the curve might be fucked at the end of the day, because if everybody gets the right answer, then it's just the curve is all skewed. But I think it was a pretty straightforward exam, just like the exam review. He gave us 2 hours, and then I get accommodations that gets me extra time, but I only actually use like 30 minutes of extra time, mostly because I took my scheduled breaks to like just go and like walk around or just stretch my legs in between the exam. I also took some time, like my boyfriend said, to just like lay my head down for about 10 minutes after I thought I was done with the exam, since I had time, and then go back and just review and see what my brain conjured up while it was resting. But the exam was good. Later on today though, Sade and I will be going out to this Mexican restaurant called Mezcalito. They apparently have these really big cocktails that are like as big as your head, so I want to go and try it and just celebrate the end of the semester. We were supposed to, and by we I mean my 3L Black 3L girls group, was supposed to have an end of the semester dinner last Sunday, but that ended up not working out, honestly, because I think a lot of people procrastinated their studying, and it was on a Sunday and we all had exams on Monday, so we just decided to do to make sure we had a beginning of the semester dinner next semester. So it's just going to be Sade and I today. I've spent all of today, because it's late in the evening now, just packing my bag, weighing it to make sure that it fits the limit, because I'm always over the limit. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm going to show you guys what I do to get ready to go on a trip. So to combat not overpacking, because I always overpack, I always think I'm going to be like hitting the town going crazy, and I just don't live that life. But I try to go in my closet and find the pieces that I want to wear, at least think about it, and then just do this. It is literally a Google Doc of pictures of things that I have in my closet and how I would like to style them while I'm on break. And I try to reuse the same pieces in different ways so that it doesn't put too much weight in my suitcase. And it actually worked. I did not overpack this time, hopefully. And some of these things I need to like purchase still, like on Amazon or whatever, to deliver to my mom's house. But this is essentially what I do. And instead of using that backpack, so I got that backpack from the firm that I was at last summer, and it's actually a really good backpack. I always use it as my carry-on, but instead of doing that, today I decided to just actually use my carry-on bag, and there's so much space in here. I don't know why I never did that. Couple more things to pack, probably tomorrow, because my flight's at 6 p.m. so I have a late evening flight, but I am spending all of today and the rest of today before I rest and go to Mezcalito just cleaning my kitchen. I have all of this stuff. You guys see my celebratory pizza from Marco's Pizza, the best place to get pizza in Durham. Don't at me, it is so good. So I had that. Gotta throw all of this away. I have a bunch of boxes right here to go and recycle, boxes over there to go and recycle. There's just a lot going on. So I'm gonna clean all of this up and then rest and then Mezcalito. And actually, you guys, I didn't sleep last night. Let me go ahead and say that. I didn't sleep last night. I went to the gym this morning at 2 a.m. I went to sleep for about 2 hours after the gym, and then I got up and started cleaning. Just, I don't know what's going on with me right now, but we're just gonna roll with it. I'm looking forward to eating this because we didn't even get to eat.
Oh, yeah, we right.
didn't eat.
Oh, it's gonna slide.